What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Surf. I'm back at it again, with another video. Today, I have a video. If you want to get into like jujitsu, basically, like I went to a video looking for stuff that people go through. I want to do more of that because I said recently in a video of mine that I want to go back to white belt. Uh, People looked at me sideways like, why do that? Just for the experience. I haven't touched jiu-jitsu in like 7 years. Low rusty, and I feel like I deserve to be back at that spot. Um, People that are constantly in the gym deserve what they got. Like I didn't go back to the gym. Not just that, like there's stuff that I forgot myself, uh, like how to execute properly, and I feel like the best way for me to take action or go forward is to restart from the basics. I don't care how I look, but this is stuff that people go through in the gym, and their mentalities are. I'm gonna just play this video for you. It's a very educational. This is an educational video. If you feel like going to a jiu-jitsu gym, is educational right here. So just pay attention, please, and take it with a grain of salt. Uh, don't be disappointed. I don't want people. I don't want people feeling discouraged or disappointed to like go into jujitsu. I just want them to know like the reality of jiu-jitsu. It's not something that's easy. Not everyone can be uh, super good at it. It's just your it's your work ethic. It's not an easy task. A lot of people are better, or not a lot of people know how to do jiu-jitsu nowadays. So it's just you gotta come in there with a mental or a mentality thing. Um, yeah, let's get it started.
The white belt reality check. Almost everyone who quits jujitsu quits right here, even if they don't realize it yet. The white belt phase looks exciting from the outside, but feels completely different once you're inside the gym. You walk in thinking you're going to learn how to fight, how to defend yourself, how to dominate, and instead you spend most of your time confused, exhausted, and getting smashed by people half your size. The first shock is physical. Jujitsu is uncomfortable in a way most people aren't prepared for. Someone is always on top of you, your neck feels sore, your ribs hurt, and you're constantly gasping for air. You don't just get tired, you feel helpless. That helplessness is new for a lot of people, especially adults who aren't used to being bad at something in public. Then comes the mental hit. Nothing makes sense yet. You forget techniques 5 minutes after learning them. You tap without knowing why. You feel like everyone else understands something you don't. That gap between expectation and reality is brutal. Some people internalize it as curiosity, others take it personally, and that's where quitting starts. Another big factor is comparison. White belts look around and see people moving smoothly, escaping effortlessly, submitting calmly, and they assume those people are naturals. What they don't see is the years of frustration behind that calm. Jiu-jitsu doesn't reward talent early, it rewards survival. If you can't accept being lost, you won't last long enough to find your footing. There's also the lifestyle shock. You realize this isn't a once-a-week hobby if you want to improve. It demands consistency, humility, and patience. That's a hard sell in a world built around quick wins and instant feedback. When progress feels invisible, motivation drops fast.
That's why I said I want to restart, because jiu-jitsu is not. If you don't know how to do jiu-jitsu, uh, it's just a hard thing to like come into and start. I started, so it might be a little bit easier for me, but at the same time, it's not like I'm not in a room full of people that do it all the time. Like I just it's not an easy thing. It's really not. So I used to be purple belt. I'm now humbly gonna return to a white belt because I feel like that's what I need to do in order to get good. Uh, get back into like I'm not gonna say like, oh, why I might as well go to blue belt, because no, blue belts, no, there's things I forgot myself, and it's just how it's just how to move forward after like you lose some things. Like you gotta go back, you gotta put in the work. You can't just Well, I might hit blue belt. Like that's why I said in the last video I might hit blue belt like a little bit faster, like 6 months. Reason why I got like my foot. I'm not. I'm not rusty enough to the point like I forgot everything. I'm just certain. There's certain things like how to transition smoothly into certain things that I forgot. I forgot like because I haven't. It used to be muscle memory, but now it's not muscle memories. Like I remember some, but not fully everything. So I feel like going back to the basics would be like the best outcome for me. Like, dog, like you just gotta be in there to understand.
Most white belts don't quit because jiu-jitsu is too hard physically. They quit because it challenges their identity. It forces them to be uncomfortable, unskilled, and vulnerable all at once. The ones who survive this phase don't magically get better overnight. They just stop expecting to feel good quickly. They show up anyway. This first phase is
That's exactly what I need to go through, and that's why I'm doing it. Because what he just explained right there is exactly why I'm going back to white belt, and I'm stripping myself as a purple belt because there are certain things that I need to go back and relive. Um, but I like a person in real life. Like how can I say this? I'm better than an average jujitsu person that's going in. You know, like they go in and they're just don't know what to do at all. Me, I know what to do, certain things to do, but there's gonna be things that need to be corrected. So I'll get my blue belt pretty fast. So I'm just saying, 6 months I will get a tally, a tally strip. No, I'll I'll either get my blue belt or I'll get a tally strip or a strip of a couple tallies. I don't I don't really know like I know. Let me not just be that confident and say I'll get my blue belt. Like, I'm gonna get it fast. I'm gonna get it fast within a year. Give me about a year. Okay, a year I could probably do it. But I'm just thinking to myself out loud. Just I'm being too confident. I gotta humble myself a little bit further now. Cause there are some people that are in there and it's been in there for a little bit. But I'm not bad. I'm not trash. I'm just confident because I used to, if you know, you know.
isn't about learning jujitsu, it's about learning how to stay. The ego break. If the white belt phase makes people uncomfortable, the ego break is what actually pushes them out the door. This is the moment when someone realizes jujitsu isn't just physically hard, it's personally confronting. You're no longer shocked by the environment, you understand the rules now, but that almost makes it worse because you start attaching your identity to performance. This phase usually hits a few months in. You've learned some positions, maybe even caught a couple submissions on newer people, and you finally feel like you're not drowning every round. Then someone smaller, older, or more relaxed walks in and dismantles you without effort. No strength battle, no chaos, just calm control. That's when the internal dialogue starts. Why am I still this bad? Why am I not improving faster? Why does this person
Because they're in the gym 24/7. That's the thing. I am not. Listen, I'm not that bad, but I know for sure I'll definitely get my tally right away. Uh, just y'all will be listen. Y'all watch me. I'm gonna bring my camera. I'm gonna get a GoPro or some shit, just something, and I'm gonna record every second of it, and y'all gonna see me conquer. I'm not a trash white belt. Uh, I mean, like, see, that's the that's the that's not the ego in me, but that's just that's just me speaking because I did it in the past. That's it's the skill. It's the skill that I have. I have some skill when it comes to jiu-jitsu. I have some skill, but I'm still gonna. I'm pretty sure they're gonna test my efforts. They're gonna test me, test my efforts. So I just gotta shut up for right now and yeah, I just need to shut up. All right, let's go ahead and learn something. No, I keep talking my head off, or like talking your head off. I'm saying my head off. What am I talking about? See, I'm just yapping.
and make it look easy. For a lot of people, this is where pride gets involved. Jiu-jitsu doesn't care who you are outside the gym. Your job, your size, your confidence, none of it matters on the mat. Every round is a mirror, and some people don't like what they see. They don't like tapping. They don't like being corrected. They don't like feeling exposed in front of others. Instead of accepting that discomfort, they start protecting their ego. You see it in behavior changes. They avoid certain training partners. They only roll light but still get frustrated. They stop asking questions. Some start blaming rules, coaches, or the gym culture. Others convince themselves they're too busy, even though the real issue is emotional, not logistical. The hardest part is that this phase feels personal. It's no longer about learning techniques, it feels like a judgment of competence. People forget that jiu-jitsu progress isn't linear. You can train consistently and still feel worse for months because your awareness grows faster than your ability. You're not regressing, you're just seeing the game clearly for the first time. The people who quit here usually don't say it out loud. They drift away, miss a week, then another. Then suddenly they're gone. The people who stay do something simple but difficult. They let go of who they thought they were supposed to be and accept being a student again. The ego break is where jiu-jitsu asks a quiet question. Are you here to feel good, or are you here to actually learn? The plateau phase. The plateau phase is where jiu-jitsu stops giving you obvious rewards. You're not getting smashed like a beginner anymore, and you're not suddenly leveling up either. You show up, you train, you sweat, and when you look back after weeks or even months, it feels like nothing has changed. This is one of the quietest reasons people quit, because there's no big emotional moment, just a slow loss of momentum. By this point, you understand positions, you know the basics, and you can survive most rounds without panicking. But survival starts to feel boring. You tap people you're supposed to tap, you lose to people you're supposed to lose to, and every roll feels the same. The excitement that carried you through the early chaos fades, and without realizing it, training turns into routine instead of discovery. This is where expectations start to hurt progress. People assume effort should always equal improvement, but jiu-jitsu doesn't work like that. Progress comes in layers, not straight lines. Sometimes your timing improves before your results do. Sometimes your defense sharpens while your offense stalls. From the outside, it looks like you're stuck. On the inside, your understanding is changing, just not in a way that's immediately visible. The plateau phase is especially dangerous because it messes with motivation. You start questioning whether you're talented enough, whether you started too late, or whether you're just wasting time. Training feels heavy. You go through the motions. You stop experimenting because failing feels pointless when you're already frustrated. That's when people start skipping rounds, skipping days, and eventually skipping the gym entirely. What most people don't realize is that plateaus are usually a sign that you're about to level up. Your body and brain are reorganizing information, old habits are breaking down, new ones are forming, and that process feels uncomfortable. It feels slow, but it's necessary. The people who push through don't do anything dramatic.
There's nothing wrong with feeling frustrated. In routine, that's how you're supposed to see it. You're not supposed to see it as like, oh, it's just me getting beat on. It's a beat on session. Like, oh, I'm getting picked on. Like this, that, and the third. I have no idea like what I'm doing. What's it called? No, it's a routine. Once you learn the move, they're going to teach it again. They're going to teach you again. There's going to be a new move every single time you go in that class. There's going to be something new that you just want to discover. Like something you're going to discover. Something you're going to discover, and it's always like when I go back to the gym, you're going to see me get dominated. You're going to see me lose. I'm not going to show anything like uncuts of me just winning all the time. No, I'm going to show the times I lose more. It's going to be more times I lose than more times I win, because there's people in there better than me right now as we speak. People better than you right now as we speak, because we don't go to the gym. Well, I'm about to go to the gym, and I'm going to stay consistent, and I'm going to do this, that, and the third, just because I love it. I love it. I love jiu-jitsu. I fell in love with Muay Thai when I was young, but I don't practice Muay Thai. There's no Muay Thai class anywhere near me. It's only jiu-jitsu, so, you know, if it was an MMA center, then that would have been different. They would have been teaching Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu. I'm not sure. I'm sure, but probably boxing. I don't know. It's not like the MMA center in Philly, but hey, it is what it is. We all have that one place to go to. Well, some of us do. I'm not really sure, but yeah, let's get back to this video.
narrow their focus. One position, one escape, one small goal per session. They stop chasing improvement and start trusting the process again. The plateau phase doesn't mean jiu-jitsu stopped working. It means it stopped flattering you. And that's exactly why it filters people out. The injury spiral. The injury spiral is one of the most common and least talked about reasons people quit jiu-jitsu, because it doesn't happen all at once. It starts small. A sore neck that never fully goes away. A finger that's always taped. A knee that feels tight every time you shoot or scramble. At first, you tell yourself it's normal. Everyone's a little banged up. That's just part of the sport. The problem is that small injuries change how you train long before you notice it. You start avoiding certain positions. You stop committing to takedowns. You hesitate in scrambles. You roll slower not because you're being technical, but because you're protecting something. That hesitation creates new problems. You move awkwardly, you compensate, and now something else starts hurting too. One injury quietly turns into 2, then 3. Mentally, this is brutal. You show up to class already tired, already cautious. Instead of focusing on learning, your brain is tracking pain. Can I turn my head this way? Can I post on this hand? Can I bridge hard, or will my back flare up again? Training stops being fun and starts feeling like risk management. And once that
It's nothing wrong with a little pain. I say no pain, no gain. That's what I say. Or me and my brothers used to say, well, my brothers that I used to hang out with, they didn't go to the gym, but I did. And I used to have this little inside joke where I'm like, yeah, so if you have a broken foot, walk it off. Just walk it off, because no pain, no gain. Yeah, my brother Kyrie, he's a perfect example of, like, they're perfect examples on why I say walk it off. He went to the boxing gym. He said he worked out so hard he never felt such a crazy pain a day in his life, and I said walk it off. He said, yeah, I remember you saying that all the time, and I'm like, yeah, I used to say it all the time, because I used to have I had this problem. I had a problem with my, what was it? I had a problem with my foot, my ankle. I had a problem with my neck sometimes, not really that much. Like, I didn't have neck pain like they said. I had a problem with my ankle. Like, sometimes my ankle would feel weird, but I don't feel nothing no more. It's just not, no. It's not damage. It's not permanent damage, but I just felt like, I don't know, it was like if I could describe the pain, it's like having a sprained ankle, but it's not sprained. It's like when I apply pressure to, like, my foot, like, let's say if I walk down some steps, right, and I'm like jogging down and I put my foot down, it's like I could feel like my ankle, like the joint of my ankle, just ouch, like it just ow, like the press down, it just ow. Sometimes it would do that. I don't know why it would do that. I don't. It's not. It's just. I don't know. I didn't know if it was jiu-jitsu or just my body weight just being like, I didn't weigh that much. I weighed like 150. I don't know if that was just like some minor pain of something. I don't know what was the cause of that. I don't even know if it was jiu-jitsu. I just remember the pain and how it felt. It was like a sprained ankle. That's how it felt.
happens, motivation drops fast. The spiral really kicks in when time off enters the picture. You miss a week to heal, then 2. When you come back, your timing feels off. You gas quicker. You get caught in positions you used to escape easily. That frustration pushes people to train harder than they should, which leads to re-injury. Now you're stuck in a loop of coming back too early, getting hurt again, and feeling further behind every time. What makes this phase so dangerous is that people confuse toughness with progress. They think training through pain is discipline, when most of the time it's just impatience. The ones who survive the injury spiral learn to zoom out. They learn when to rest without guilt. They change how they train instead of stopping entirely. More positional rounds, more drilling, less ego in sparring. They communicate with partners and stop treating every roll like a final. The injury spiral doesn't mean your body is weak. It means you haven't learned how to train for the long game yet. Jiu-jitsu isn't about who can suffer the most in 1 year. It's about who can still show up 10 years later. And the people who break out of this spiral don't quit the sport.
Another thing I would like to say: don't look at everyone as your enemy. Like, I made a couple friends in the gym. There are people that will help you get better. Like, you'll see you'll be like more common people that will like go there like more often than you think. Like people that train with you to just come in there more often than you think. You can make friends there. Don't look at everyone as an enemy. That's what that ego has. Like that ego is like, oh, I'll get better than everyone, or I gotta train harder. It's like they do it like a you want to be a lone wolf. Like you don't have to be alone, dog. Like the gym and people that go there, they could be like your friends, your family, dog. Like they'll treat you with love. Like you just gotta like drop that solo lone wolf act. Like I get it, everybody wants to be better. Like you want to learn how to dominate people, this, that, and the third, but it's like you gotta drop your ego. You gotta be more humble. Be respectful of people. And don't look down, even if like if they're a white belt. Like, don't look down on them. Like, just don't, because it's a lot. It's a lot that I want to say, but I can't express it. It's just drop the lone wolf act. You're not alone. There's multiple people that are trying to be better, or they're already ahead of you and they're trying to get better. Like you can make friends, not enemies.
Finally learn how to respect it. The time versus life conflict. This is the quietest reason people quit jiu-jitsu, and maybe the most unavoidable one. Nobody storms out of the gym over it. Nobody makes a dramatic announcement. Training just slowly fades as real life starts taking up more space. At the beginning, jiu-jitsu fits anywhere. You train after school, after work, late at night, whenever the mats are open. You don't think about time, you just show up. But as life moves forward, responsibilities stack up. Work gets heavier. School gets more demanding. Relationships need attention. Family expectations grow. Suddenly, training isn't just 2 hours on the mat. It's travel time, recovery, laundry, food, sleep, and mental energy. What used to feel exciting starts to feel expensive. The hardest part is that jiu-jitsu doesn't scale down easily. Missing sessions hurts. Training once a week feels worse than not training at all. You show up rusty, tired, and behind. Everyone else seems to be improving while you're just trying to survive the round. That gap creates frustration, and frustration makes it easier to skip the next class. Then the next. Then a month passes before you realize you haven't trained at all. This conflict hits hardest when people start asking adult questions. Is this helping my career? Is this worth the risk of injury right now? Should I be home instead? Jiu-jitsu doesn't always have clean answers to those questions. It gives fulfillment, confidence, and growth, but it doesn't pay most people's bills. And when time becomes limited, people choose what feels urgent over what feels meaningful. What separates people who quit from people who stay isn't passion. It's adjustment. The ones who stay stop trying to train like they're still 20 with no obligations. They accept fewer sessions. They focus on quality instead of quantity. They stop comparing their pace to full-time competitors. Jiu-jitsu becomes part of their life instead of something competing with it. The people who quit usually don't fall out of love with jiu-jitsu. They just don't know how to make it fit anymore. And that's the real loss, not the belts or the progress, but the idea that the door was never actually closed. It just needed a different schedule. The toxic gym experience. This is the one nobody wants to talk about openly, but almost everyone has felt at some point. The toxic gym doesn't push people out all at once. It slowly drains them until quitting feels like relief. And the worst part is that it rarely looks toxic on the surface. At first it feels intense. Hard rounds, tough coaching, a competitive edge. But over time the tone shifts. The room starts feeling tense instead of motivating. You notice favoritism. Certain students get attention, rounds, praise, and promotions, while others are ignored no matter how consistent they are. Questions get brushed off. Injuries get mocked. Tapping becomes something to joke about instead of respect. What was once a place to grow turns into a place where you're constantly guarding your ego. For beginners, toxicity shows up as fear. Fear of making mistakes. Fear of asking questions. Fear of being the weak link in the room. Instead of learning, they're just surviving class. Advanced students feel it differently. They feel stuck under politics. Promotions tied to loyalty instead of skill. Pressure to compete when they don't want to. Pressure to stay quiet when something feels off. You start realizing you're not training for yourself anymore. You're training to avoid judgment. One of the most damaging parts of a toxic gym is how it rewires motivation. You stop thinking about improvement and start thinking about approval. You chase validation from the coach, from the room, from higher belts. And when it doesn't come, frustration builds. That frustration doesn't always look like anger. Sometimes it just looks like skipping class, then skipping again, then telling yourself you're
Incoming dishes! Dawn Power Wash flies through 99% of grease and grime in half the time.
Yeah, it absorbs grease 5 times faster. Even replaces multiple cleaning products.
Ooh, those suds got game.
Dawn Power Wash, the better grease getter.
No matter how hard you fan, Wells Fargo's here with you. Customize your eligible Wells Fargo Georgia debit card today.
Get more control with great tires at great prices. Firestone Complete Auto Care.
My secret to luminous skin? It's in this box. The all-new Olay Super Serum Body Wash with all of our favorite skincare ingredients.
Diagnosed with Crohn's disease and struggling with your symptoms? It's not too soon to talk to your doctor about an...
Before we get back in this video, I would like to say, if you are thinking about going to a jiu-jitsu gym and you still feel discouraged after what you just heard on this video, please don't. Just go for the experience, for yourself, for your soul. Do it, because you will be a different, like I'm telling you, you will be completely different after you gone. Before like going in, like first few months you might be like, all right, what is this? I'm not really picking this up. Just like he said, like everything that in this video that is said is not it's not a negative thing. It's just a thing people experience. It's not negative. If you see it as a negative thing, you probably would not like this, I guess, if you see it as a negative thing. It's just how life is. Sometimes life gets in the way, so you can't go to the gym. Like, trust me, I get it. Life hit me hard, and I couldn't go to the gym for like 7 years, dog. Like, I moved out of Philly. I didn't have enough money to go to the gym. I was working hours on end at a Cracker Barrel. I came home to my mom and my sister, and I just was in a deep depressive rut, and I was in a shell of myself where I was like, yo, I can't fight no more. I wasn't getting into street fights. I used to fight a lot, like even like outside. I don't know why people wanted to fight me. Don't ask me why. I don't remember. Teenage drama bullshit. But besides that, it was like I was in a shell of myself when I didn't go to the, I felt like shit. Like my cardio wasn't right. Today my cardio still isn't right, but I want to get back into it. Like, there's so much shit that I wish I could have just thrown it away and just went back to the gym. Like, trust me, you going to the gym, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. You may go through it, experience these things, but you're gonna love it. I promise you. Please go to the gym if you want to go and do jiu-jitsu.
Too busy, when the truth is you just don't want to feel that way anymore. And here's the reality people don't like admitting. A toxic gym can make even great jiu-jitsu feel miserable. The art doesn't change, the environment does. Plenty of people don't quit jiu-jitsu. They quit a place that made them forget why they started. They leave thinking the problem is them, when in reality it's the culture around them. The ones who stay in the sport long-term usually learn this lesson the hard way. The gym matters. The people matter. Respect, safety, and honesty matter more than reputation or medals. When those things disappear, passion goes with them. Jiu-jitsu is hard enough on its own. If the room makes you dread showing up, that's not toughness. That's a warning. The blue belt exit. This is probably the most common exit point in all of jiu-jitsu, and it catches people.
Jiu-jitsu is definitely cardio based. If you want to be like really good at jiu-jitsu, get your cardio up. Your cardio would be like start doing run laps, start going to the gym and do treadmill. Like, get your cardio up. Like, your cardio does matter. Like, that's why I said, instead of me going to the gym in the winter, like, it's snow outside and there's ice. I can't jog to the jiu-jitsu gym in the ice. I can't do that. I can't. It's just life hitting me. We had a snowstorm. I can't do that. But like, I can go do it. Like, I can jog before I go to the gym. We're gonna be doing laps anyway in the gym. Like, it's gonna be laps anyway. But like, like, get that cardio up. Get that shit to get your shit together, dog. Like,
people off guard because on paper, everything should feel good. You finally got your blue belt. You're no longer brand new. You understand positions. You know some escapes. You can survive rounds. And sometimes you even tap people. From the outside, it looks like progress.
See? That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's why I cannot be a blue belt. I need to go back to white. Because there's certain positions I forgot personally. Like, there's certain positions I forgot how to escape, how to I guess not perform, because I can do a lot of them and perform them actually pretty well. I just forgot how to escape some of them, what to do. Like, I guess I lied. I guess I do forget how to execute some positions. I don't know why I try to play it off like that, but there's certain things that I forgot, and I feel like going back to white belt will be a humbling but a needed experience for me, because, like I said, I haven't touched jiu-jitsu in 7 years. I used to be very good, in my opinion. I am still good, but I haven't gone to the gym. My cardio's, it's gonna be humbling. Like, come on, dog. Let's be real. Let's have a real conversation here. Like, like, compared to someone that's in the gym 24/7, or in the gym like 2 or 3 hours in the gym, compared to those guys, like, those guys are the real deal. Me, I'm just a shit face that doesn't know what to do. Like, I'm just being so honest and so clairvoyant. That's why I want to show y'all, like, what I am. Like, I'm gonna get, trust and believe, I'm gonna get it fast. Like, I'm gonna learn that stuff fast again, because, like, oh, I remember this, so stuff that's gonna happen fast. But I'm gonna show y'all what I'm about. Like,
From the inside, it often feels like confusion. The blue belt exit usually starts with expectations. A lot of people believe blue belt means confidence, control, maybe even dominance over newer students. But reality hits fast. You realize how big the gap still is. Purple belts toy with you. Brown and black belts shut you down without effort. Even hungry white belts give you hard rounds because they're reckless and aggressive. Suddenly, the belt feels heavier than it should. This is where motivation gets tested. At white belt, every class feels like discovery. At blue belt, improvement slows down. You're no longer learning something new every 5 minutes. You're refining details, fixing mistakes, losing for the same reasons over and over. That grind can feel invisible. You're working hard, but the feedback isn't obvious, and that messes with your head. Another factor is responsibility. As a blue belt, people expect more from you. You're supposed to know answers. You're supposed to lead by example. You're supposed to represent the gym. For some people, that pressure kills the fun. Training stops feeling like exploration and starts feeling like performance. Ego plays a role too. Blue belt is often the first time people feel they have something to lose. Losing as a white belt is expected. Losing as a blue belt feels personal. So instead of experimenting, people play safe. They avoid bad positions, they stop taking risks, and when growth stalls, frustration builds. Life timing matters as well. Blue belt often lines up with big life changes, new jobs, relationships, school, injuries. When progress slows and life speeds up, quitting becomes easy to justify. You tell yourself you'll come back later, but later rarely comes. The truth is, blue belt isn't where jiu-jitsu gets easier. It's where it gets honest. It strips away the beginner excitement and asks a real question. Do you enjoy the process when nobody's clapping, when progress is slow, and when you're still not good yet? A lot of people answer no, and that's why the blue belt exit exists, the silent fade. This is the quietest way people leave jiu-jitsu, and also one of the most common. There's no injury, no blow-up, no dramatic moment where someone throws their belt in the trash. It just slowly stops. 1 week turns into 2, 2 turns into a month, and then one day you realize you haven't trained in half a year and going back feels harder than quitting ever did. The silent fade usually starts harmless. You miss a class because you're tired, then another because work ran late. Maybe you skip open mat because you feel out of shape, or because you don't want to get smashed after time off. None of it feels like quitting in the moment. It feels like being human. What makes this fade dangerous is guilt. The longer you're away, the heavier it feels to come back. You think about how rusty you'll be, how everyone else kept improving, how awkward it'll feel walking back in. So instead of returning, you wait until you're ready, and ready never comes. Unlike the ego break or the blue belt exit, this isn't about frustration or disappointment. It's about momentum. Jiu-jitsu rewards consistency more than intensity. Once that rhythm breaks, it's incredibly hard to restart. The body forgets the movement, the mind forgets the habit. Training stops being part of your identity and becomes something you used to do. Life plays a big role here. Jobs change, schedules shift, priorities move around. Jiu-jitsu doesn't get pushed out by one big thing, but by 100 small ones. And because nothing bad happened, there's no urgency to fix it. You tell yourself you'll go back when things calm down, when work's easier, when you're in better shape. But life rarely slows down on its own. The saddest part is that most people who silently fade actually liked jiu-jitsu. They didn't quit because they hated it. They quit because they drifted. If someone had pulled them back in early, even for one class a week, they probably would have stayed. The silent fade isn't failure, it's neglect. And it's why the hardest part of jiu-jitsu isn't
is not surviving the rounds. It's the fact that life's. I was a purple belt at one point. Life happened. I couldn't go to the gym. COVID started. Stuff closed down. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, because I left in 2019. COVID was about to hit. COVID was just a rumor before then. I was in junior year of high school. COVID happened. Gym closed down. I moved. Personally, I moved to Aston. Aston was nothing. It was just the suburbs, and it was nothing in there besides a Planet Fitness. So I only got my cardio in. So there was no jiu-jitsu ever in my life. Like the closest gym would be like an hour away. That means I would have to go. I have to leave an hour. Oh, wait, no, I don't have to leave an hour, but I have to go an hour away for me to know. Like, life was just life, and this is what jiu-jitsu is. Like, this stuff happens, life happens, and sometimes you are separated. That's why I'm probably going to be a blue belt once again. Probably be a blue belt. I'm going to try my hardest. Trust and believe. I'm going to put my whole 100 in. I don't care if anyone's staring at me or anything. I already dropped that. I dropped that years ago. I dropped like all that years ago. But this is jiu-jitsu. This is what happens.
Learning techniques or surviving rounds, it's simply showing up again after you stop. If you recognized yourself in any of these, you're not alone. Almost everyone who's trained long enough has been close to quitting or already walked away once. Jiu-jitsu isn't about being perfect or obsessed forever. It's about finding a way to keep it in your life when motivation disappears. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want...
If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you enjoyed this content, just go subscribe to these dudes, man. Go subscribe to this dude. Six quests, SX quests. Just go subscribe to him if you like these type of videos. I drop these videos just so it can be educational for like people that want to get into like some fighting style. My homegirl actually wanted to learn a fighting style, but you know, life is lives. So that's what the inspiration that came up with this video. Like, I was like, oh, my homegirl want to get a fighting style. Let's help someone else. Like, you know, like it's life just happens. Don't be afraid of going to a gym. You're gonna have some rough moments, but I guarantee that battle is going to be won. You're number one. That's why I got that jersey in the back for me, because when I was a kid, I felt like, hey, I'm fighting for my life. I'm number one. Yeah. Don't give up. Don't give up. Go ahead and go to that gym. I hope if y'all enjoyed this video, please comment, like, subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all again in the next one. Peace.